When it comes to your U.S. entry waiver application, there are three key facts you absolutely need to know before you apply. I'm Dan Joffe, dedicated U.S. entry waiver lawyer at NextLaw. In this video, you're going to learn three crucial things about U.S. entry waivers that could save you thousands of dollars and years of headaches. First, I'll explain why understanding the time-limited nature of waivers is key to your long-term travel plans. Second, you're going to discover why getting your first waiver application right is absolutely critical. And third, I'm going to show you how your first application can become a valuable template for future applications. By the end of this video, you're going to have a clearer understanding of how to approach your U.S. entry waiver application strategically and set yourself up for long-term success. Let's start with a crucial fact that many people overlook when applying for their first U.S. entry waiver. These waivers are not permanent. This is the foundation for understanding why your approach to the waiver application process is so important. When you're granted a U.S. entry waiver, it always comes with an expiration date. You cannot get a lifetime waiver with very few exceptions. The waiver you do get will be time limited. These waivers can range from as short as 6 months to as long as 5 years. But here's the important part. No matter how long your waiver is valid for, you will need to get a new waiver if you want to continue traveling to the United States. This is so important to understand because it completely changes how you should approach your first U.S. entry waiver application. You're not just applying for a one-time pass. What you're doing is you're setting up a process that you'll need to repeat multiple times over the years. Some people might need 3, 4, 5, or even more waivers throughout their lifetime. Each time your waiver expires, you need to go through the application process again. This is why it's crucial to get it right from the start. Now that you understand that U.S. entry waivers are time limited, let's talk about why getting your first application right is absolutely critical. Your first U.S. entry waiver application is the foundation for all your future travel to the United States. When you submit a waiver application, it becomes a permanent part of your record with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Any mistakes or omissions in your application can haunt you for years to come. And here's why it's so important. If your application is denied due to poor preparation, you might find yourself in a situation where it becomes extremely difficult or even impossible to ever get approved in the future. Let me explain what happens if you get denied. Firstly, you don't get a refund. Those application fees are gone. Secondly, you've lost valuable time. It can take more than a year to prepare and process a waiver application. If you're denied, that's more than a year of potential travel loss. But most importantly, if you've been denied, your next application needs to address the reasons for that denial. And remember, your denied application is now a permanent part of your record with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. In some cases, the mistakes in an initial application may be so fundamental that they permanently impact your ability to get a waiver. In other words, you may never be able to travel to the United States because of a poorly prepared waiver application. So while it might be tempting to cut corners or try to save money on your first application, I strongly advise against it. The cost of getting it wrong far outweighs any initial savings. Finally, let's talk about creating a template for future U.S. entry waiver applications. And here's where the real value of a well-prepared initial application becomes clear. When you put in the effort or invest in professional help to create a thorough, well-documented first waiver application, you're not just working towards that first approval. You're actually creating a template that you can use for all your future applications. Think of it this way. Your first application, if done correctly, becomes your personal blueprint for U.S. entry. When it comes time to renew, you won't be starting from scratch. Instead, you'll have a proven successful application that you can update and resubmit. This is where the long-term savings come in. While you might invest more upfront in ensuring that your first application is perfect, you'll save time and money on every new application thereafter. You won't need to hire a lawyer for each renewal because you'll have a solid template to work from. Of course, you'll need to update some information and ensure everything is current, but the bulk of the work, the structure of the application, the way you've presented your case to the admissibility review office, which is the decision maker, will already be done. This is why I always tell my clients, don't focus on short-term cost. Focus on creating a U.S. entry waiver application that will serve you well for years to come. It's an investment in your future ability to travel to the United States. So let's recap the three key points that we've covered. One, U.S. entry waivers are time limited, requiring new applications in the future. Two, getting your first waiver application right is crucial for your future travel prospects. And three, a well-prepared initial application serves as a valuable template for future renewals. By understanding and acting on these points, you're not just working towards getting a single waiver approved, you're setting yourself up for stress-free travel to the United States for years to come. If you need help with your U.S. entry waiver application, book a free confidential call with me. The link to book the call is in the description of this video. If you found this information helpful and want to see more content like this, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. Thanks for watching.